all the spells in the world, and not a single land to cast them.
Welcome back to another Mana Screwed video. Today we are doing Toph, the first metal bender. This is one of the, I think it was the first actually deck I built from the new Avatar set. I was super excited about it. I think it's a really cool deck. This deck is, I believe, bracket 2. I'll put the Archidekt link in the description. We'll see what it turns out to be. I believe it's bracket 2 though. I'm gonna say probably $100 deck right here, but I'll get it split into piles and we'll start doing a deep dive in on it. All right, let's start off with the commander, Toph, the first metal bender. She's a 3/3/4 drop. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to other types. That does not give him the ability to tap for mana. At the beginning of your end step, Earthbend 2. So, Earthbending, if you don't know what that does, target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. Put 2+1/+1s on it when it dies, or is exiled it, return it to the battlefield tapped. That's what I decided to focus on in this deck, is artifact synergy, that if it dies, it's going to do something, or I can sack it, and if it's Earthbend, I'm going to get it back. So just get repeated value off of that. First thing we'll look at is just the mana base. Pretty simple mana base. A lot of basics. There's a few splits. Obviously a command tower. Just a lot of basics though. I didn't want to do anything too crazy on this mana base. Overall, pretty simple mana base. Next pile we're going to hit is this one. This is kind of just a miscellaneous pile. Cards that work good in the deck, but they don't have their own section. So, Ash, Princess of Dathomir, or however you say that, she's from the Final Fantasy set. Whenever she attacks, look at the top 5 cards. You may reveal an artifact from among them, put in your hand. So just a little card advantage. Maelstrom Colossus, he is very expensive to get out. We do have some cost reductions, which I will show here in a bit. He has Cascade, 7/7, he's pretty good. Seismic Sense, another card from the Avatar set. It's just going to let us find some more creatures or land. A little bit more card advantage. Scuttling Butler, at the beginning of your combat, if you control 2 or more multicolored permanents, it's double strike. This will be good if we keep earthbending this. It'll give it double strike as a 8/8, is crazy. Ore Plate Panagon, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Another artifact you control enters. You can pay 1. If you do, put +1/+1 on this creature. Pretty good. Soulless Jailer. This is a little artifact just to stop those nasty zombie decks or graveyard decks. Permanent cards in graveyards can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast non-creature spells from your graveyards. And it's an artifact that we can sack it if we don't need it to do anything to one of these other artifacts I will show here in a bit. Night Market Guard can block an additional creature each combat. Earthbend this a couple times, get him to be a little beefy, a little 6/6, something like that. He's going to be able to block 2 creatures. That's going to be good. Whenever a land card is put into your graveyard from anywhere, you gain a life. Technically, the artifacts are lands thanks to Toph. So if we sack an artifact, boom, that's a life because it was the land that went into our graveyard. A life gain. Lumbering World Wagon. This vehicle's power is equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever this vehicle enters or attacks, you need to search your library for a basic land and put on the battlefield tapped. So it's going to find us lands. We can't find artifacts, sadly, because they're only lands when they're on the battlefield. But artifacts plus land are going to make this thing a big, beefy boy. Leon Elder. Whenever an artifact comes into play, you gain a life with another little bit of life gain for a 1-drop. Malamo Maro Sorcerer. Trample. Equal to the number of lanes you control, kind of like the other guy. He's going to be really big if we got a lot of artifacts out. Full Throttle. Once we got all those artifacts, Earthbent, lands, Earthbent, we're going to swing out, play this, and have 2 more additional combat phases, see if we can win the game with that. I don't think we'll win the game with multiple combats, but it's in there. Pitfoot Gnome, Haste. You can tap another creature, gains haste until end of turn. Nice little haste enabler. And then if we don't need it, or if he earthbent, we can sack him, get him back, and still use his haste ability next turn. Tanuki Translator. Whenever Tanuki Transplate or equipped creature attacks, add an amount of green mana equal to its power. And until end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phase into it. So this is kind of like Firebending from the new set, which is kind of cool. But if we Earthbend him and he gets big, we're getting a lot of green mana from him we can use to cast spells. So that's that stack. Just a little bit of miscellaneous things, stuff that works in the deck but don't really have a section of their own at the moment. Next we have other ways to Earthbend. For example, Earth Rubble, Earthbend 2, when you do, up to one target creature you control fights target creature opponent controls. So we're getting to Earthbend another artifact, and we're getting a little bit of removal if your creature is bigger. Toph the Blind Bandit, when she enters, Earthbend 2, its power is equal to the number of +1/+1s on lands you control. Artifacts are also lands, so this Toph will probably get pretty beefy. Earthbending Lesson, Earthbend 4, pretty explanatory. And that's that. There's not a ton of Earthbending cards I could find, but there's plenty. There is Boomy, Electric Earthbender as well. When he enters, Earthbend 1. When he attacks, put 2 +1/+1s on each land creature you control. Our artifacts are going to be lands, so that's going to help with that. Our next stack here are artifacts that can either sack themselves or sack other artifacts, which is going to, if they're Earthbent or the other artifact is Earthbent or creature, they're just going to return. So we're going to keep the creature, but we're going to get value still. Ravenous Amulet, sack a creature, draw a card, and put a soul counter on this artifact. Sacrifice this artifact. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of soul counters on this artifact. So we could probably get that pretty high. I wouldn't imagine too high, but Instant Ramen, basically just a food token. When it enters, draw a card. Sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. If that's Earthbent, we can sack it, draw a card when it comes back, and then sack it next turn again if we need to. Renegade Map. When it enters the battlefield tap, you can sack it, search your library for a basic land, reveal and put in your hand, and shuffle. This we can just keep doing if we Earthbend it, keep finding lands that we need. It's why there is a lot of basic lands in this deck, just because I have a lot of ramp to find those basic lands. Sacrifice Ominous Parcel, search your library for a basic land. There's the skin. Sacrifice Ominous Parcels, it deals 4 damage to target creature. So, Earthbent, we're going to get a couple uses out of it. Golden Urn, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a charge counter on Golden Urn. Sacrifice it, you gain life equal to the number of charge counters on Golden Urn. If this is Earthbent, and we've got 15, we sack it, gain 15 life, it's going to come back tapped, and we can just redo the process again. Navari's Disc. Technically, this is a board wipe that you get to have constantly if you get an Earthbent. Destroy all artifact, creatures, and enchantments. If it's Earthbent, we're going to destroy everything, and then this is going to come right back to the battlefield tapped. And all of our artifacts are going to come back tapped if they're Earthbent, so this is not going to affect us that much. Slack Drill Scrapper. Pay 2, sacrifice another artifact or land, draw a card. If we sacrifice another artifact that's Earthbent, we're going to get it right back and we're going to get a card. Universal Solvent. This is kind of expensive for removal, but we sack it, destroy target permanent. If it is Earthbent, we're going to get it right back. Kind of expensive removal, but if we need it, we've got it. If not, we can use this to sack into another sack engine. Headwind Archive, it taps for 2 colorless, but we can also sacrifice it and draw 2 cards. So we can use it for mana rep, but if we need that card advantage and it's already Earthbent, it's going to come back after we sack it and draw those cards. Same thing with Mind Stone. Use it for that mana ramp, or we can sack it and draw a card. That's that stack there. Some pretty good stuff that we can get some card advantage, get some mana ramp. This stack is things we might want to sack into those sack outlets just to get repeatedness off of. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land, reveal it, shuffle on top. So he's Earthbent, he enters, we get some, we Earthbend him, then we sack him to one of these sack outlets, and then we get him again and get more land off of him. Iron Apprentice, when he enters battlefield with +1/+1. When Iron Apprentice dies, if it had counters on it, those counters go on target creature you control. So if he's been earthbent quite a few times, if he dies, we're going to just move those counters to another artifact or land. Warmaker Gunship. When it enters, it deals damage equal to the number of artifacts you control the target creature an opponent controls. So let's say he enters, we earthbend him, and then we sack him. We're going to deal damage, then he's going to come back. The next turn we can earthbend him, sack him, and just keep doing removal with him. As long as he's earthbent. Same way with Meteor Golem. As long as he's earthbent, every time he comes in, we're destroying a non-land permanent opponent controls. So that's pretty good stuff. Next we have cost reduction. Foundry Inspector, pretty common. Artifacts cost 1 less to cast. Sledge class Siege Ship. As long as it's stationed, we target a creature card from our hand onto the battlefield. So we're just getting a free creature as long as this thing's stationed. And then Voyager Quick Welder. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Not a lot of cost reduction. I don't think it's really that needed, but it's in there. If we need it, we need to get cheap artifact out. That's what we can do. Here we got Clock of the Omens for a little card advantage. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Untap target artifact. So that's a little, or no, that's not card advantage, I'm sorry. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control, untap target artifact. That's going to help us with card advantage in the sack outlet is what I meant to say. We've got a few things here. At the beginning of your end step, untap target artifact. We can tap something for this, but just untap it right back. Whenever Volatile Wanderlift becomes tapped, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. So we're going to tap him into the Clock of Omens and get some card advantage off of that. Next off, we got a little bit of burn. This is going to do some creature removal, a little burn. Lightning Strike, pretty common. Shock, pretty common. Rocky Rebuke, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. This is not fighting, this is just doing damage. So it could potentially be creature removal. Divine Reckoning, everybody's gonna choose a creature and destroy the rest. This is not gonna hurt us as long as most of our stuff is earthbent. It's just gonna come back to the battlefield tapped. Weft Stalker Ardent, whenever another creature or artifact you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. That's gonna do pretty good. Rakos Deft Gastronaut. He's a 2/2. Artifacts you control are foods in addition to their other types. So now all of our artifacts can be sacked for life gain. And if they're earthbent, they're going to come back. We can sack an artifact and deal 3 damage to each opponent. So we can sack any artifact into Ragnaros, get it back. It's going to do 3 damage. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, untap Ragnaros. So there's another little untap. We got Karn Living Legacy. We can create a tapped power stone for his +1. -1, pay any amount of mana, look at that many cards from the top of your library, and then put one of those cards into your hand, the rest on the bottom, a little card advantage. This is the burn emblem here. You get an emblem with tap and untapped artifact you control. This emblem deals 1 damage to any target. If we get this emblem, and it's a 1v1 situation, this could possibly end the game. You could possibly kill someone by just tapping your whole board and doing 1 damage for each artifact. Next up we got is Ramp. This is just a bunch of mana rocks that we can earthbend or we can use them for the mana. Like Commander Sphere, we can earthbend it, sack it, draw a card, get some card advantage off that. These are just mana rocks that we can use. A little bit of Ramp. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, create a lander token. Another mana rock. So this is just mainly a bunch of Ramp. The Mind Stone and Weak Stone, we can choose one, draw 2 cards, target creature gets -5/-5, or we can get 2 mana off of this each time. This can be used multiple times. If we earthbend it and sack it into something, we can get multiple of these. Glittering Stockpile, put a stash counter on it. We can sack it and get X mana of any color where X is the number of stash counters. Sacking it isn't going to hurt us as long as it's earthbent. Another Talisman. Eudora Grave Gardener. When another non-token creature you control dies, you may return it to the battlefield face down under its control if it's a forest land. So even if we don't have some earthbent and it gets removed, we're going to be able to return it as land and still earthbend it. So not horrible. Moss Diamond, All Fate Scroll. We're gonna add 1 mana of any color. We can also sack this artifact and draw X cards, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. All of our artifacts on lands, all of them have different names. We're gonna be drawing a lot of cards off this late game. Lava Scoutlander, that's just another mana ramp. We're gonna be able to search from lands. Marble Diamond, Boros Clusto, just a lot of mana ramp here that are also artifacts that we're going to be able to use. Lanes you control have created treasure token. That's going to go really good with Karn. We can make a bunch of treasures and tap them. Just a lot of mana dorks. I think we're at the front again. Yeah. So a lot of mana dorks that we can use to earthbend into something or sack them into something if we don't need it. But if we need the mana, they're also there. The last section I got for you guys here is a stack of cards that are just make the deck go crazy. For example, Martleback Walker, when it enters with X +1/+1s on it, we're going to earthbend it and put a lot more +1/+1s on it. We can pay 4 mana to put +1/+1 on it. And when it dies, draw a card for each +1/+1 on it. So we can just earthbend this over and over and over and over again. Get it really big, sack it into something, and just get crazy card advantage from it. Phyrexian Digester has Infect, so if we earthbend this over and over and over again, we can get a massive Infector going and kill someone with poison, potentially. And then the last card makes this deck just go crazy. Sammy Wildcat Captain, double strike vigilance, spells you cast have affinity for artifacts, which means they cost 1 less for each artifact you control. This goes crazy. We're going to be casting almost all of our artifacts for free late game. Like, everything's going to go down for free, basically. It goes crazy. Which, in that case, if they do, this paired with Karn Living Legacy might end the game. This might just end the game. That's Toph Metalbender for you. I really like this deck. She's pretty good. I played her a couple of times against some friends. I think she's really fun to mess around with. Not too broken, but you can do some crazy things with her late game. If you do enjoy this content, make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. I do have some more Avatar decks. I think we might switch it up, go to one of my other mini commander decks I have, do a little tech deck of. If you want to see an opening 7 with her, go over to the YouTube shorts, go to TikTok, Instagram. We'll be posting that there later. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to subscribe and like. Appreciate it.